Hey guys, what's up? Okay, it's computer time. Alright, so my homie Davy demanded a computer built at around 1400 Canadian, but finding quality computer parts in Canada is limited compared to other countries like the US. And on top of that, COVID pushed back production, meaning limited stock, you know the deal. Her total came to like $1,546.83. I had to fit in peripherals too, it was kind of tough. Sorry, I went over, Davy. With the parts we got here today, is it focused? It's a Prime B450M-A. Comes Ryzen 3000 desktop ready, so if she ever wants to upgrade her Ryzen 5 2600, she can, and without any having to do with the BIOS, flashing, and all of that stuff. For the memory, we just have regular Vengeance LPX DDR4, 2x8 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes. The math. 3,200 speed. Pause. I'm hot. It's hot in this room, Can I get a fan?
Do you want me to fan you?
For now, yeah.
Okay. Arms up!
Alright, so for the graphics card, we got a GeForce GTX 1660. It is the EVGA XC Black Edition. For her storage, we're gonna use a 240 gigabytes of SSD. This is an ADATA SU635, just so she could put her OS, her operating system, and I don't know, some useful stuff, maybe like a couple games if she wants. And for the rest of her storage, we got her a 2 terabyte WD Blue. Nothing too special to write about. It's just, regular degular. This is a Corsair CV series 450 watt ATX power supply that is 80 plus bronze rated. Oh, and her case! Nothing too special. The case we got for her was a Carbide series 88R. It does come with a see-through side panel, but it is not tempered glass. It is just acrylic, so it's not, the best case, but it'll do. All right, we're gonna start off with the motherboard. This motherboard comes with, of course, the motherboard. Duh, idiots. I'm idiots. Comes with SATA cables. The motherboard comes with M.2 screws, in which it does have an M.2 slot, but for this budget, we couldn't really fit an M.2 SSD in it, so we're just not gonna use it. And of course, it comes with the I/O shield and some user guide stuff. We don't need these ones, but we're gonna need this for later. All right. First off, we're gonna start off with the CPU. We couldn't afford an aftermarket cooler, but with the use case, we didn't really need one. All she's gonna be doing is some, browsing, some light gaming, some drawing, who knows. We are just going to stick her with the stock cooler that it comes with. AMD, surprisingly, they make some pretty good stock coolers compared to Intel. Just a little regular stock cooler. Here's what we're gonna be working with. It's CPU time. You're gonna open up the CPU. You see over here, there's a little golden arrow. So now what we're gonna do, open up the retention arm, take the CPU out. Careful not to touch the bottom pins. There's a ton of little bottom golden pins. You see that? You don't want to bend those. If you bend those, you will break your CPU, and it's very hard to repair unless you manually want to get tweezers and repair it yourself. You're gonna have to buy a new one. All right, you line up the golden arrow on the bottom with this little arrow down here. You just wanna lay that on top. You don't have to press down, it'll just slide right in, and then clip it down. Next step, we're gonna do the cooler. For this cooler, we're actually going to have to remove these parts of the motherboard because these will screw in its place. So it'll be like this. I'm gonna see how we're gonna want it, just so the cable management isn't bad. It doesn't reach like that. So we're gonna just put it from this way. All right, handy dandy screwdriver. Just get rid. Oh, and when you're working on a motherboard, you want to be sure that nothing metal will touch the motherboard. It might short circuit the whole thing and will fry it and it's dead. It could cause static electricity to fry the board. Right now it's not powered, so you don't really have to worry about it. Just make sure not to let metal touch it. Now we're gonna mount the CPU cooler. Right now I'm just making sure nothing's on top of the CPU, because you want this bottom thermal pad, you want it touching the CPU. The thermal pad is conductive and it will help better cool the CPU, because if you look microscopically on a CPU, there's little tiny spaces that will make air bubbles in between the cooler and the CPU. So that's what thermal paste or a thermal pad will do. It'll close those gaps. So we're gonna mount it like this. You wanna do it carefully. Oh shoot. Alright. Ah! Do it carefully, like so. Make sure all the screws get in the holes. And now you tighten in the screws. Personally, when I do this, I don't do it in all the way at first, just so it's even pressure around. It didn't even screw in. Alright, let's get to screwing. When I screw in a CPU cooler, I want to screw it evenly on all sides, just so the thermal paste will spread evenly on the CPU. Oh my gosh, I'm going to
Poggers
myself. All right, and then finally tighten all the other screws just to make sure it is secured onto place. Oh, don't do that. Oh, careful. All right. After you put on the cooler, you're gonna want to plug in the cooler fan. So on the motherboard, you find where it says CPU fan, and it says it right here. I'm just gonna route this wire a little bit under the cooler so it looks nicer and it's a little bit more organized. It's not gonna be that much more organized, but yeah. I'm gonna slide that in just like that. There's a wire, man. Okay. Now that that's on, we can get to RAM. Ram it up. Ram it up. Like I said, we're going to be working with 16 gigabytes, dual channel, 3200 megahertz. 3200 megahertz memory. It's pretty good for its price. Actually, it's really good for its price in Canada. Alright, so when you do this, come closer. Come here. Come on. Come on. For this motherboard, you're going to have to unclip only one side. Some motherboards you're gonna have to unclip both sides, but this one is only one. When you put in RAM, you wanna make sure it is spaced one slot away, just so it can hit that dual channel speed. You feel me? So we line it up. Oh, that's backwards. See how there's a little slit on the RAM here? You wanna match that up with the motherboard slit. You wanna line up the DIMM slots. Alright, once now that you've got it lined up on the slot, you're gonna wanna press it down until it makes a little click sound. Yeah, just like that. Then once again, you do it on the next slot. So you line that up, slide it right in, and press down one more time. Right. So far we've put in the CPU, the cooler and the RAM. Now we're going to want to put the motherboard into the case. So let's get right to that.
Wait!
Are you serious? All right.
Do you need help?
No. See? Easy. Well, that's a long boy. I didn't think it'd be that long. Why is it so long? All right. So here's a case again. Carbide 88R. This is the manual. We're going to keep this just for a bit because the front panel connectors are always annoying when working on a case. I lied. We're gonna open it up now. Take out the thumb screws. Slide out the panel. Set that down somewhere. You have to take out both sides. Alright, so now that we've got the whole case open, it comes with a little box of things that we're going to need. 1 second. It comes with a little box of things we're going to need, such as standoffs.
It's a standoff.
It's like it holds the motherboard above or like. Say it again.
What's a standoff?
So a standoff is little pegs that you put on the case that'll hold together the motherboard. Because again, you don't want the motherboard touching metal, which all computer cases are metal. I don't want to say all. Say it again. Ask the question again. Ask it again, Venus.
What question?
The standoff one.
Are you a standoff?
Okay, let's go. You don't want metal touching metal. That's what standoffs are for. They're there so that the motherboard does touch. What? Hold on, I'm sweating. Okay. Oh! It comes with standoffs! I was looking for the standoffs in the case. This one, it comes pre-applied. Nice. Nice. Puts a smile on my face. Okay, come closer. Come. So maybe you could see that this case does come with motherboard standoffs. They were in there the whole time. Silly me. Before you start anything, you're gonna want your I/O shield. When you put this into the case, this will cover all the empty spaces. Show you the back side. So now you're gonna want to slide the I/O shield in. Just oh gosh. Okay. One more time. Pop it in. Just like that. You heard the little poppy sound? Yeah, just. One more try. Make sure all the corners are in. Don't do what I did and hit it out. I'm dumb. I'm idiot. Okay. Alright. Now that's it.
What do you mean hit it out?
Like, pop it up.
Oh, wait, like this? If I touch it.
Don't push it in.
So like
honestly.
this? Don't do this? Like
Don't-
this?
Yeah,
This?
idiot. Stop. I'm sweaty. Alright, come again.
What?
I need you. Alright, wait, we're gonna untwist this actually. Yeah, because it was getting in the way. When you put the motherboard into the case, you're gonna make sure that these holes here, you see them on the motherboard? This is the back side of the motherboard, by the way. You're gonna put the standoffs under these holes so we can screw them in and secure them in place. And you wanna slide in the IO part into the shield. Let's get to it then. This, for me, is the trickiest part, just cause the IO shield is annoying. Now you can see that the standoffs are in place. We did it! Good job, teamwork! Now we're gonna screw it in place. This camera work is scuffed, huh? We are going to use these standoff screws. Be very careful. They are small. They are tiny. Oh. Is it these ones? No. No. Hold on. Get your hand up the computer. Alright, now we screw it. We're gonna screw in the corners. Or like, close enough to the corner. Alright, so test it. Yeah, it's pretty secure. Don't do what I did. That's a bad idea. Anyway.
Do it again. Do it again.
Basketball. Don't do that. Okay, so the other motherboard was dead. Don't know if I killed it or if it came in dead. So we got a new one. It's an Asus Tough Gaming B450M motherboard. And yeah, it's the same wiring, same deal, you know what I mean? Oh, shoot. Yeah, cool guy. Oh! Freaking pull to open. Next up, we have the drives. First, we're going to mount the solid state drive. There's room for 2 SSDs. For this case, so what we're gonna do is just stick it like this and screw them back. Yep. So line it up. Is it even going in? Give me 1 second here. How am I supposed to put this in? Let's reevaluate what we're doing here. It's supposed to go there, unless. Oh, am I supposed to screw it to the back? That makes a lot of sense. So we're supposed to screw it to the back. It's supposed to go like that. It's supposed to go like that. This system will have a hard drive and an SSD installed. SSD for operating system and other files that she may want to boot up faster. And the hard drive is for bigger storage. Say if she wants to put in games. She can also put a couple games in this SSD too, just so they boot faster, you know. Come on, I'll show you where to put it in. Come on. So what we want to do is mount the SSD on the back side, simply because the screws aren't long enough to put here. We're gonna put it like this. And you're probably wondering, why is it upside down? It's cause you have to connect the power and the SATA data cables. And how can you route that if it's like this? It's not going anywhere. So you gotta do it like this. Okay. So we're gonna screw in 1 screw. That should hold by itself. Honestly, you can put in 2 screws and leave it at that. But since we have so many screws, we're just gonna use as much as possible. Then that's the Gerard guarantee. I never even said my name. Next screw. Now that's already in place, but might as well put in the other two. Oh, I need to apply pressure at the back. So, I'm gonna stand this up real quick, hold it down, and we good! We good! Next, we're gonna put in the SATA data cable. So, now come closer. Come closer. Come closer. We are going to put this, see, it's a little L connector. On the SSD, it has the same shape, so you're basically playing Lego or Tetris or whatever you prefer, whatever your heart desires. And we are gonna, it's gonna look ugly. You should also think about cable management. There's a clip on the back, isn't there? You could route this to the back. That'll make life much easier. So we're gonna route it like this. I'm routing the cable from the back into the SATA 6G_1 port here. And you can tell that's where you connect it because it's the same shape. This is basically Lego. And lift this up and route this to the back. And then we just gonna route this like so. Okay, so next is the hard drive, and for this case it comes with removable brackets that you just put on directly onto the hard drive. We're gonna stick them in. It should go like this. So we're going to place it in like so. That's as easy as it gets. And do the same for the other side. Just put it in the holes and we good. Now we're gonna lift this. So we're gonna take the hard drive and just slide it in, and it clicks in place. You hear that? You hear that click? It's very satisfying. We're gonna put in another SATA cable. Take this, boop, route this to the front, and just connect it like this. Bada boom, bada bang. So we're just gonna connect the fan to the motherboard. We're gonna take the fan connector and find the header on the motherboard. What you're gonna look for is a header that says CHA fan. You're gonna look for, there's one right here. There's another one here. So we're just gonna connect it to the furthest one over here just so that we can route the cabling better. So we can hide the cables a bit better. Go around here and connect it under the CPU cooler and connect. Just like that. And that's how you connect the fan. I'm staring super intensely to my laptop because I was trying to figure out how the front panels connect. If you guys are planning to build a computer, the front panel connectors are kind of complicated, so you should check with your motherboard manual. It's kind of hard to record, so yeah. Ooh, the ties. Oh, it smells terrible. You want to smell it?
Oh. Again. I kind of like it.
I had to remove some of the fan cables so that I could slide the power supply into its space without it getting caught in the cables, basically. Yeah. Pop right in there. Yup. And here I'm about to screw it into the case. There's holes in the back of the power supply where you can screw it in. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. On the power supply unit, you're gonna see a CPU connector. It looks like this. and then you plug it into the motherboard right here. Ding! You see the arrow, the red arrow? Ding! Also, I forgot about the 24-pin connector too. It's gonna look like this. It's a big bulky clip, and then you put it into the motherboard here. Ding! Another red arrow. Boom. All right, the moment that you've all been waiting for. The graphics card. Woo! Again, it's a GTX 1660. Wow. Gotta unpeel it. Wow. Wow, Gerard, you're so cool. Alright. So what I'm doing here is seeing which slots I have to take out, because this case doesn't come with unscrewable slots, so we have to punch them out of the case. Yeah, it's a pretty budget case, but it's whatever. So here I'm like prying them out. You can see this card needs 3 slots to fit into the computer case. And yeah, let's get to it. I popped this tab out so that you can slide it in. It's just like RAM, where it'll click once you hear it. You idiot, take off the plastic. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so now we put it in place. Once you take off the plastic at the metal part there, you can screw it in. I didn't do that yet though. I gotta put in the power. Yeah, so this card took 6 pins, 2, 4, 6. I don't remember, I lied. I don't remember. Oh wait, count them! This card took 8 pins, so it needed 8-pin power connector with the power supply. Yes, sirree, Bob. Is this all usable? Is this audio usable? Yeah, just screw it in. Make sure it is secure in its place. Here I'm just getting some slack on the cables, and then I started using the zip ties to clean up the cables a bit. I'm not any good at it, but at least it fit in the case. It was hot. Don't judge me. I'm a sweaty boy. Yeah, I'm a sweaty boy. Yeah, sweaty boy. Alright, so I didn't get any footage of me actually putting the... Hog? What happened? Oh, I couldn't find the thumb screws. Oh, right! I was supposed to say something, right? Oh, okay. I didn't get any footage of me putting back the panels on the computer, so here we have it in reverse from when we opened it in the first place. What I do when I put on the panels is I would usually wait to actually boot the computer to put the front panel on first, and by front panel I mean like the side where you can see where the motherboard is and the graphics card, just in case that if it fails, it is easier to get back into the computer, so you don't have to take it off. It's just, you know, just to be safe, like, you know, just in case it breaks, you know what I mean? Alrighty. What's up, guys? Yo, what's up, guys? So we're back at it from like a month of having the computer built already, and this is my wonderful friend. You want to see some gameplay? Let's come, guys, come. Let's watch you play some Valorant, guys. Wait, Davi, tell us, what games have you been playing?
I've been playing Valorant. I've been playing...
That's it? What?
Fall Guys. Black Desert.
Alright, so we're about to watch her play some Valorant. We're about to watch some high-level gameplay. Some Radiant level gameplay right here. Alright guys, you check out the specs. She got like 200 frames per second. Okay, you can see that she's getting like 200, around like 200, 300. Alright, so these are the settings that she plays on. Alright, so she plays on low for the maximum frames per second. Now we're gonna check how it plays when we play on high.
What's the point if we're doing it through the camera?
We're gonna show the frames per second, Venus. Or we could just do custom
No,
game.
deathmatch.
Custom game.
Deathmatch.
Custom game.
Deathmatch.
Custom game.
Deathmatch.
I don't want you to play a whole game.
No, deathmatch.
Alright guys, so you can see on the highest settings, she's getting like 200 frames still. Alright guys, so this is the default settings that it comes with, and we're about to watch some sick gameplay. Alright guys, so you can see, there's no frames per second that we can show.
Stop us.
But you can see it's running smoothly. Alright, so we're running on like medium settings. These are the default. Yeah, so you can't really see the frames per second, but it is moving pretty smooth. Ain't that right, Darren? Isn't that right? Ain't that right, Donnie? Yeah, it's pretty smooth. Okay, that's the conclusion, I guess. Disconnect. Okay guys, you just saw the computer that's been built for over a month, and we just got to review it and stuff like that. No problems with it, are you sure?
Yep, no.
Got the headset on. Everything's running smooth?
Yep.
It's running like perfectly fine, no problems?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you next time! See you next time! Oh!